Hey guys, Wizard59 here and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, LEGO Star Wars sets have been coming out since the year 1999. And while there are certain sets like Jango Fett Slave 1, Cloud City, and the TIE Interceptor which have not had a single remake, in this video we're going to be taking a look at the opposite side of the spectrum and taking a look at the sets with the most remakes. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 17 LEGO Star Wars sets with the most remakes. Now, if you're wondering why top 17, well, because of the number of sets in this video, there are actually quite a few ties. So there are many sets that have the same number of remakes. So in order to include all of them up to a certain point, I had to do top 17. Now, all 17 of these sets have at least 4 remakes, which is super crazy. But anyways, without further ado, let's go and get started. Before we get started, I just want to quickly mention a couple of guidelines rules. For one, a UCS set is included on the list. Second, if a set is part of a larger set, it would still be considered a remake. For example, the ATSC Walker has, I believe, 4 remakes, one of which was included in the Battle of Endor. Because it's similar scale, I do count that set as a remake. So if there's a set that is similar to scale to the rest and is part of a larger set, it is considered a remake. So in order to be a remake, it doesn't have to be a standalone set. And third, as I said, just making sure that the set is to scale. So the 2014 Battle Pack version of the Republic Swamp Speeder, I wouldn't consider a remake since it's a lot not really in scale with the other versions. So just thought I'd point that out. But anyways, without further ado, let's go and get started and take a look at the most remade sets. Alright, so let's go ahead and start off with number 17. Now quickly, just want to let you know, for all 17, I'm just going to quickly give you a brief summary, my thoughts or opinions as to whether it was a great set to be remade or not so great. So here at number 17, we have the Sith Infiltrator, and this is a set I definitely feel should not have been remade. It's one that was barely seen in the films, and if you it's one that I guess many just regular LEGO fans don't probably know about in terms of where it was seen in the films. Plus, the kind of builds are super similar. I understand when you do remakes that you can actually really improve the builds quite a bit, but especially the last 3 versions, which are on the top and the bottom right, those have a very similar kind of feel, kind of design to it. It really didn't have too many updates, and overall, again, this was a ship that was barely seen in the film, so I really feel it shouldn't have so many remakes when you have other sets like the TIE Bomber, Interceptor, as well as Cloud City, which have only been remade once. So at number 17, we have the Sith Infiltrator. At number 16, we got the Bwing. Now, this is another really awesome set. And this is one I'm really happy that they've remade. It's again a vehicle that now with Star Wars Rebels, you kind of got to see the beginning of it, and you end up seeing it quite a bit in the original trilogy films. Now, what I really like about this is the fact that you actually have quite a bit of improvement. So we have the UCS version in the bottom corner. Again, UCS sets are on this list. And then you have the playset versions, with the most recent one being on the bottom left and the oldest one being on the top left. So you can just really see the difference. LEGO has improved tremendously throughout all 3 of their designs and made it look as accurate as possible, which is amazing. They've kind of improved the overall design accuracy and the use of pieces, and I really do love that. So overall here with 4 remakes, at number 16 we have the Bwing Starfighter. And at number 15, we have the Desert Skiff. This is a set that I feel maybe many folks might not have known had 4 remakes, but yes, it does. So overall, we got the most recent one in the bottom left, the oldest one in the top right. So you can really see the improvements. Now, once again, this is a set I'm actually really glad that they've remade. For one, you can really see the improvement of the builds. And not only that, but they improve the builds, but then they also kind of explore new techniques. The bottom left one, what you can really see is the fact that they kind of really changed up the overall look of it compared to the 2011 version, which is on the top left. So you can kind of see just a huge difference in design. So I really like that they're kind of experimenting, trying out new techniques, new designs, kind of new techniques to make it look a lot nicer, a lot more accurate. And overall, I like there's a lot of changes between each model, and therefore I'm really happy this set is being remade at number 15. Moving along to number 14, we have Vader's TIE Advanced. Now, quickly want to put it out there, I didn't include the Inquisitor's TIE Fighter in this because I feel that's not really a Vader's TIE Advanced. So here are the 4 models. And again, this is a great set, a very iconic vehicle, and I'm really glad it's getting so many remakes. For one, the oldest one is on the top left, newest one is on the bottom left, so you can really see the improvement. I really like that they went from using just blue, which was quite inaccurate, to modifying it with and adding gray to it, but then perfecting the design in the newest one on the bottom left from 2016. So I just really like all the differences and changes that have been made to it. And you can also see the UCS build, which it's good, but definitely the 2016 one beats it out in terms of the overall design. So this is a great set that's to be remade. It is an iconic vehicle, and I'm really glad it's being remade. But anyways, with 4 remakes, at number 14, we have Vader's TIE Advanced. Moving along to number 13, we have the Awing Starfighter. Now this is another awesome vehicle with 4 remakes, the oldest one on the top left, newest one on the bottom right. Now, this is a set that I actually am decently satisfied that they're remaking. For one, you can really see the differences in the first couple versions, just the improvements they've made, making the build a lot more sleeker. The bottom 2 I feel are pretty similar. I know that they did improve the engine detailing, but overall I feel that, at least going forward, that they have done so many things and actually made the fighter look so great that they might have not needed these many remakes, because especially the bottom 2 look quite similar. It's good we're at least getting this iconic vehicle more and more for more people to buy, but at the same time I feel that the improvements, especially between the later 2, are very similar, and really I feel they easily could have just been morphed into one set and had 1 remake instead of 2. So there's a look at the Awing Starfighter at number 13 with 4 remakes. At number 12, we have Boba Fett Slave 1. Now again, I didn't include Jango Fett Slave 1. This is only Boba Fett Slave 1 with 4 remakes, and the 4 main remakes here. The oldest one on the top right, the newest one on the bottom right, which is the UCS version. The playset version is on the bottom left, but again, you can really see the improvements made to this build. It's really awesome. It's again an iconic vehicle, and it's great they're remaking it. You can really see from the top right how bulky and at that time in the year 2000, they didn't have too many parts to really get the accurate design. So I really like that they've improved it with the 2006 version on the top left, and then perfected it almost with the 2010 version on the bottom left. You can really see they improved the color accuracy since new pieces were made in new molds. Just kind of made the design look a lot nicer, a lot sleeker. And then of course with the UCS Slave 1, they really perfected the overall design. I would love to see a new playset version of the build released, but there you go. At number 12 with 4 remakes, we have Boba Fett Slave 1. At number 11, we have the Imperial Shadow. Now this has 4 remakes, including 1 UCS version. Now, the top 2 for what? Now, overall, again, I am pretty happy that they're remaking it. But the top 2 models are exactly identical except for kind of the color usage. Still, they're technically considered remakes, and I do find that a bit lazy on LEGO's part to include the exact same build, just in different kind of colors and very few modifications. I feel that was a bit lazy on LEGO's part, but they did make up for it with a terrific version in, I believe, 2014 on the bottom left. A lot more accurate. Actually, the UCS one was released in 2011, and they actually used parts of that and implemented that into a playset model, which I think is terrific. Rarely does Lego do that, where they take parts of a UCS version and implement it into the regular version, mainly with that cockpit and wings. And I really do like how that looks. It looks terrific. great set to be remade, very iconic vehicle. We have the Imperial Shadow. And moving along to number 10, we have the ATAT or ATAT Walker with 4 remakes. Now the oldest one on the top left, the newest one on the bottom right. Now while I'm really happy they're remaking these sets, this is one I'm actually not as happy about with the way they've implemented the remakes, as the builds have been getting smaller over the years. The 2003 version was quite large, and it has actually gotten smaller since then, which is quite disappointing. The 2007 one on the bottom left, I can definitely get that it might be a bit smaller because of the fact that it kind of has the walking motion, the motorized version. But the other two models on the right side, they've been getting smaller and a little less detailed, which is a little bit disappointing to me. I feel that they could have maybe improved the extent. They could have made the price a bit more and maybe made it a bit larger, but I just don't like the way they're going with the remake. So it's great they're remaking the builds, but I'm not really happy that they're kind of making them smaller over the years, and that's kind of disappointing. But still, at number 10 with 4 remakes, we have the AT-AT or AT-AT Walker. Alright, moving along to number 9, we have the Naboo Starfighter with 5 remakes. Now this is another set I'm not as happy with that they're remaking. Again, this is a vehicle that I guess wasn't seen as much in the films, but not only that, there's so many more iconic vehicles that could be remade more than this build, yet that has not been the case. 5 remakes, and actually what the most disappointing part is the 3 newest models are super identical, that being the bottom 2 and then the top middle version. They're all super identical. The bottom 2 are actually pretty much almost identical except for the side builds that they include. So it's just really disappointing that not only is this set being remade so much and it doesn't really need to be, they're really not improving it as much. They're just changing very small things, adding more side builds to increase the price, and I'm really not happy with that. Again, the top 2 I get that the top corner ones I understand. You're getting definitely a bit of a really good remake, really nice improvement on techniques. But the bottom ones I do not like, and the fact that they're super identical. So this is again a set I'm not happy with them remaking. But there you go. At number 9, we have the Naboo Starfighter with 5 remakes. Alright, moving along to number 8 with 5 remakes, we have Luke's Landspeeder. This is another set I'm pretty happy with. Again, it's a very iconic vehicle, seen quite a bit, and I'm really glad that they're giving it many remakes. Again, the bottom few, you can really see that they're kind of similar designs, similar techniques, very small changes, which again, I'm not a huge fan of. The top 2, you can really see the difference between those. But overall, again, this is a great set. It's great that they're being remade, but at the same time, the bottom couple, they're definitely not changing as much, and that's a bit disappointing. But there you go. With 5 remakes, at number 8, we have Luke's Landspeeder. Alright, and moving on to number 7, we have the Droid Starfighter, another pretty interesting one with 5 remakes. Now, Droid Fighter is a pretty good vehicle. I'm really glad that they're remaking it, and you can actually really see the changes made through it. They're actually really improving the overall design of the build, which I really do love. You can really see not only that, they're making different variants of the build with the Trade Federation version and the Separatist version. And both versions, even if the newest Droid Fighter on the top left was a bit oversized, it's still interesting to see that they're kind of adding more detail, remaking it, improving upon the designs, and I'm just really happy with that. Overall, this is a great set to be remade at number 7 with 5 remakes. And moving along to number 6 with also 5 remakes, we have the ATSC Walker. Now this is again with 1 UCS, 4 regular builds. I love this set being remade. Once again, as I said, they've really improved new techniques, experimented with different ones, from going from brick built on the left versions to kind of plate built on the right versions. So I really like they're improving the techniques. They're first off experimenting with techniques, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and then using the ones that do work and improving them tremendously. And I just really love this the kind of evolution of the ATSC Walker in Lego. just so many changes that have been made. It really shows how the designers thought about it, the different techniques that could be used, and this is a terrific set to be remade. So there you go. With 5 remakes, we have the ATSC Walker. Alright, and we're moving on to the top 5. With the number 5, with 6 remakes, we have the TIE Fighter. Now this is a great set to be remade. Again, I did delay this video because of the fact that now we have the Han Solo movie version, or the Solo Star Wars story movie version of the TIE Fighter, which looks terrific. So again, I did also include the First Order TIE in this. But overall, I'm really happy. This is a great set that they're remaking. You can overall see, again, the design changes. The top 2 were pretty similar, small changes. But then you can really see the improvement with the 2011 version on the top right, and then with the First Order version, the UCS version on the bottom right, and then the newest version in the center bottom row. So you could really see the evolution of the TIE Fighter, the different techniques they've used, and it looks terrific. So I'm really glad. A very iconic vehicle, and it's great that they're remaking in LEGO. So at number 5, we have the TIE Fighter with 6 remakes. At number 4, with also 6 remakes, we have the Awing Starfighter. Now this is another cool, iconic vehicle. Really awesome to see them being remade so much. Overall, again, as I said, they've really used different techniques, improved the overall designs of the build. You can really see the kind of experimentation of the different techniques they've used. And also they've changed up the color scheme a bit, which I really do like. It kind of adds something new to it. So overall, again, they've used certain techniques, improved upon them, seen what works, and used those to make the models better and better. And I really do like that. So at number 4, with 6 remakes, we have the TIE Fighter. The Awing Fighter. And at number 3, this was obvious. With 6 remakes, we have the XWing Starfighter. Now again, at the time of this video, the rumored summer 2018 version has not been revealed. So we have 6 remakes for the X-Wing fighter, and overall, I think it looks great. You got 2 UCS versions, which is quite rare to see in sets, but it says 2 UCS versions, both are in the center, and then you have kind of the playset versions on the sides. And overall, again, you can really see the improvement. The top left one being the oldest one, and you also see the change of color, and then also the improvement of the various techniques used, with the bottom left one being the newest version, and I think it looks terrific. So overall, a great set to be remade. I think it looks really good. They've improved on the techniques quite a bit, and again, it's a super iconic vehicle, so I'm really glad that more people are getting their opportunity to obtain this vehicle. So there you go. At number 3, we have the X-Wing Fighter. Now, we're moving on to the number 2 spot. Can you guess what the number 2 spot is? Well, of course, it is the Millennium Falcon. With 7 remakes, we have the Falcon. Now this is quite insane that they've had 7 remakes, but again, this is probably the most iconic Star Wars vehicle ever, so it's pretty awesome that it has 7 remakes. Now overall, you can really see the improvement on the designs, as I said, from the oldest one on the top left to the newest one straight in the middle with the Castle Run blue and white Falcon, and of course 2 UCS models on the right. So it's quite insane that this had 7 remakes. You could really see the improvements over the years, going from just kind of like these odd, ugly plate parts, or these kind of odd quarter cylinder type parts, to using actual plates and making it such that you can access the interior. The Falcon is one of the best sets that LEGO has made that kind of really show the improvement of LEGO as a company over the years, the new parts that have been developed, and kind of the new techniques and new designs that have been used. So there you go, the Falcon with 7 remakes at number 2. Now the number 1 spot, some of you might have already guessed it, while others it might be a bit surprising, but the number 1 set with 9 remakes is the Snowspeeder. That is insane. I did not include the Sand Speeder because I don't really feel like that should be on this list. If it did, the set would have 10 remakes, but it's quite insane that the set has 9 remakes, including also 2 UCS versions. So the last 3 have all had 2 UCS versions, which is quite insane, but this is just really, really awesome. So you can kind of see the various different techniques. Again, they've definitely improved a bit. on the earlier models, added new techniques. And actually, even if you look at the newest ones, they've still found ways to improve it. So again, sets like Naboo Starfighter and so on, and the Sith Infiltrator, where they haven't really found ways to improve it, for 9 remakes, they've been still able to kind of add and modify and improve the Snow Speeder. So there you go, the most remade LEGO Star Wars set with 9 and maybe even 10 remakes, depending on how you see it. If you include the Sand Speeder, we have the Snow Speeder. But anyways, there you go. Alright, so there you go. Thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, I apologize if it was a bit long, but here are the most remade LEGO Star Wars sets. Let me know what you guys think. Were you surprised by any of the entries on this list? Or did you really expect these? I felt that many folks might be a little surprised that the Snow Speeder was the #1 spot. But anyways, there you go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would be great. Do not forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. This is Breakwizard59, and I'll see you all next time.